Okay guys, we're going to try to show you what's been going on with the little Lloyd, and the Dora F is having more issues. And so we're going to try to get started here and show you what's going on.
Well, hey guys, back here, little Lloyd's on the railway, and they are preparing, or actually they've been involved with kind of re-engineering the boat for the issue they had with the broken shaft. Now, they're changing the prop. They did save the prop, but they've decided to go with a different prop. They think this prop's going to move more water, make the boat more efficient when trawling. Now you can see that they've been working back in here on the keel. They're extending that out about 3.5 to 4 inches to kind of help add some stability to the shaft, because this wheel is larger. It's about 1.5 inches bigger than the original wheel that they had on here. So these steps that they're taking now are hopefully going to be able to add some lateral integrity to the shaft, so there's not so much shaft sticking out of the back of the boat. They're trying to shorten that distance and thus make the shaft more durable in the boat. Now, this has been a process. You can see the tide has come up, and they've been doing a lot of fiberglass work in here. When the tide comes up, they can't work, and not to mention that temperatures are a little cooler today than they've been, and they're probably going to be that way into the week, and that slows down the curing time for the fiberglass process. They've got a lot going on, and it's going to be a few days working on this project, but we're going to try to bring it to you and show you as much as we can, and hopefully you guys can kind of get a feel again for what it takes to try to keep one of these old boats fishing for shrimp here.
Well, one thing's a given. If you ask any of these commercial fishermen if they have ever spent any time in a machine shop, that answer is going to be yes. And here is the shaft for the little Lloyd. This is the replacement shaft, and they've been working on it, machining the ends, getting the tapers right to go in that newer propeller that they're engineering to go on this boat. We're going to show you that in just a second. And then also the coupler end, that has to be refitted to the opposite end, the end closest to the engine, where this is going to be attached. So all this is going on, and this is an expensive process. That is an expensive piece of metal, the shaft, the new shaft is, and then this type of work to make all this fit properly is another grand expense in owning a commercial fish boat. Now we see here the fiberglass work they've been done, and we got some more pictures here coming up of how far out that they have extended this keel. They bored a piece of wood and then have fiberglass that in there. It's about 3.5 to 4 inches. And then looking at the back, there's the rudder, and they had to cut all this away to get the shaft out, but it is been done in such a way that they can easily replace it and weld it back into place. Once all that's done, they'll have to continue making the attachments to it up the rudder post. It's a bit of a process, and this is early on in the fiberglass stage where they were working on it. You can see there just kind of how far that they've extended this out. Again, looking at the tide that is coming up, and just at the back of that keel, you guys are going to see there's a light that's been hanging there. That's because most of this work has had to take place during the night hours, because the tide has been up underneath the boat during the day. Just unfortunate. The railway is not that long, and this is a pretty big boat, so when the tide is high, the water comes up underneath it in that spot. Now the old Dora F, we saw water kind of spinning out of this thing, and then we saw the clutch working, and we were all excited for Captain Johnny. Thought that maybe most of his problems were behind him. Jonathan down there kind of working the clutch manually to make sure it worked. But they've discovered water in the oil in the engine. They think that's down at the oil cooler.
That fella fixing radiator plate.
Huh?
That fella fixing it radiator plate.
That needs to go to the radiator shop. Can they test it and check it and see if it's...
Yeah.
He'll test it and we'll them up. Raise them up.
He did a good job. So Johnny.
Yeah.
I'm tired of Johnny Bennett having hard luck here on this boat. We have to rename this boat. It's going to have to be called Hard Luck here or something.
Well, don't you look at that one on the railway. Don't say nothing. Start him first.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Or Bubba. Huh?